What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 36 different cryptos today. Shout out to everybody, and my apologies for everybody. I've been a bit AFK for the past about a week now. I've had a busy week. I am about to have another busy week and go on vacation. I'm going to go on a cruise here starting on Saturday. That's whenever I leave. So things are going to be a little bit different for the next week, but at least for today and for the rest of this week until Saturday, I'm going to try to get things back to normal. But today is going to be a bit of a rapid fire speed round. I'm giving no shout outs. I'm not going to go over the list at all. That's why I'm saying shout out to everybody. I'm sorry I can't go through it. There's a lot of coins to go over, 36 coins. I'm just going to leave a list in the description without any shout outs, just the names of the tokens that I'm going over. So if you want to know what the tokens are, go ahead and check out the description. We're going to talk about 36 different altcoins right now. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more. The reason I'm doing it this way today is because I'm trying to just get done with it quickly. It's 11:30 where I'm at right now. I normally try to go to bed about 30 minutes ago, so this video is probably going to take over an hour at this rate anyways, and I've got more than just crypto requests to go through tonight. So here we go. We're going to get through it. No hard feelings. Things will get back to normal soon, I promise, and then they'll just get out of whack again when I go on my cruise. But I will make videos regularly. I just probably won't be doing requests. It'll probably just be like more regular headline stuff and some shenanigans from the cruise as well. But anyways, let's get started. Hit that like button, subscribe, blah blah blah. VTC, we're talking about this right now. Looking rather neutral, yes, on the RSI and on the price action itself. Not really showing anything on the daily here. On the weekly, just a solid downtrend for most of its life. But if I do remember, this thing is older than just 2021, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Let's see. Would it be VTC, right? Vert coin. See, and I said I was gonna do rapid fire, but here I am taking my time still. Yeah, it's a lot older. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Well, it's been going down for a long time, hasn't it? I don't see good things for this over the cycle, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something I'm not aware of. It's probably been delisted from exchanges, being that you can only really find it on CoinX, it looks like, and MEXC. Maybe there's more historical data on MEXC. Nope, there's even less historical data on MEXC. Maybe it's a good thing it's getting listed on MEXC, though. Who knows? Anyways, daily RSI looks like it wants to go down. Low to high. Yeah, you probably go, at the rate that you're going, I wouldn't be surprised if you did go all the way back down to like 3.5 cents. You're at 4.6 cents now, so 3.5 cents or lower. But if you hold that 3.5 cent line, good, you're not going lower. If you don't, you're probably going to 2.6 to 1.9 cents, somewhere in that range. So lower nonetheless is where I think you're going for the time being. I'm going to kind of go forward with the rest of this video and just be like, it's going to go up, it's going to go down, and give you a general price, because I'm really going to try to speed through these if I can. So PYI. It'll be a little bit more focused, if that makes any sense. Consolidation phase, looking like you probably do want to continue to go down. You might be getting ready to turn around. You might be getting ready to turn around. Let's see. Yeah, you might be. Let's see how you do. You're probably moving up to 15.44 cents. Let's see how you do up there. If you can break it, good, you're going up higher. If not, you're probably going to go down to 5.5 cents. So break that 15.44 cent area. That's PYI. Let's talk about SGB. Songbird on Kraken. Man, I've got my cat just staring at me right now. He's just, something's not right with this one. You know how you can look people in the eyes sometimes and just say, you can just tell something's not right. This cat, he's sweet. He's a real sweet one, but I look in his eyes, man, and I'm like, something's not right about this guy. There's just something not right. My other cat, I don't get that feeling from, but his eyes, this guy, he's got beautiful eyes. This one right here, I wish I could show you, but there's definitely something something's wrong with this guy, but he's a good boy. Anyways, low to high, man. You look like you're going lower. Look like you're probably going to go lower. I would think you're going to go to about 1 cent, maybe just below 1 cent, but we'll see how you do around there. Lower is where you're going, SGB. COREUM. On MEXC, sure. I would also say you're going lower. How much lower are you going to go is a good question, but probably a decent bit. Yeah, 11.88 cents. You're at 13.46 cents, so 11.88, maybe down to 10 cents itself. COREUM going down. And the Unleavened Baptist, I know you asked me to do the highs for this. I guess the last one too. I'll kind of go back and do that real quick. Hold on. I mean, I don't know. It could go to 1.7 cents or $1.7, $4, maybe $21. I don't know what the market cap is. I'm not going to look into that on this video because I am trying to keep it quick. And I'm already going back on this one. Again, guys, I hope nobody's like upset with the format of this video. It's just the way that it is today. It'll definitely be back on track, more in depth, even on the shorter videos, more in depth than this. But $3, $19, something like that could be the case, or higher. And what I mean by more in depth is normally I'd look at the market cap, I'd go through the math and try to figure out what an appropriate market cap, achievable market cap could be, because who knows, maybe $19 is totally unachievable. Maybe that's not even skimming the top, you know, like maybe it goes all the way up here, who knows. But that's the expected target area for that's worth on SGB and COREUM. GRT is next. GRT here for Coinbase. Yes, the graph. Highly anticipated coin that had a moment in the sun and then it's just been insanely disappointing throughout most of the bear market, of course, as most things were. And then recently it's been getting a little bit more fun in the sun. Again, high to low here, breaking above the 382 after finding resistance on it once, twice, support on the 236 up here. You're probably going up to 62 to 83 cents. A little bit of a pullback now, huh? Well, let me look at this one real quick. Hold on. Yeah, I don't mind the weekly RSI. The daily RSI is not as encouraging. You might pull back. I don't think you go back to the 382, which is at about 24 cents. You probably do pull back. You probably do go lower than 32 cents. So I would think, I don't know. Let me go back out to the weekly here. Maybe I could take this one, high to low. Maybe you do pull back to 24 cents, man. 23 cents, 24 cents, maybe you do. Maybe you hold 30 cents for support. I don't know. You could hold this 236. That does line up pretty well, actually, with this kind of area of support right there. So maybe you do hold 30 cents. But if you don't hold 30 cents, you're going to 23 cents, and you probably will hold that, and then you'll continue to move higher. Yeah. GRT going down, whether it's a little bit or a little bit more than a little bit, going down. INJ for the time being. Again, none of this is like forever. This is just the short-term stuff. INJ, very bullish move, very bullish move. One of the few coins actually listed on Coinbase, and it didn't see a dramatic pullback on its listing. It's not common. It's very uncommon. Oh. Okay, about a 60% pullback. Okay, there you go. That's like the average is 60%. So never mind. Maybe not from its ICO price, but from its relative high to low whenever it lists within like the first like couple months. That's actually very normal. So not to move down within 2 months, but to find its high within the first it's like 6 weeks to 9 weeks or something like that. If you don't drop immediately, 6 to 9 weeks, you'll find your high, and then you drop then you calculate your drop from there. And the average that I've come across is about 60%. But that's off of so many coins, man. Seeing it just a little bit less than 60%, seeing it a little bit more than 60%, or way more, or way less. Anything and everything can happen. But generally, you get like 40 to 80%. 60% is kind of like the average. So. Anyways, getting lost in the stuff that I shouldn't be doing because I'm trying to make this video real fast. Consolidating, looking good. Neutral on your RSI, neutral on your price action. There are some more bearish things going for you at the moment than there are bullish things. But let's see how you do. I mean, if you do pull back, look at what you did last time, you know? I mean, here, your whole way building up, you move sideways and then boom, up. And then you move sideways and then boom, up, you know? Maybe you do go lower than this, but I doubt you go dramatically lower. Let's see. I really don't even feel confident taking a fib from there. Let me just see this one real quick. High or low to high, found support at the 236. This low to this high. Let me get the actual low, and I might actually pull it back to this high here. $27.40, something like that. That might be your low. If not, $20, something like that. But $27, you probably do go a little bit lower. The daily is, again, it's rather neutral, but balls in the bear's court, so down is what I would say. If you break about $30.80, then yes, you likely will move down to, what was it, 27? Yeah, about 27.40, something like that. So that's INJ looking like it wants to go down. EGLD USD on Coinbase, formerly Elrond, now Multiverse X. interesting change of names, man. We went from Lord of the Rings to I don't even know what this would be. Multiverse X. At the moment, I'm not excited for it. I'd like to see you hold $47, but you're probably moving down to $47. If you don't hold $47, you could be in trouble. You could be at risk of going back to these lows, or potentially lower than that even. It's a pretty bearish looking weekly RSI. That's a pretty bad RSI right there, I'm not going to lie. Daily RSI doesn't look good either. So hopefully you hold about $47, $48, and then you move up from there. You absolutely could do that, but if not, we're looking to go down like 20 bucks from there. So that's EGLD looking like it wants to go down regardless. WAN chain on Binance, sure. On the weekly, looking very good, looking very bullish. On the daily, also looking good. You could move down a little bit, but I bet you probably move down to like 30 cents, hold there, and then move up. That's my thoughts. So down a little bit and then up, if not up a little bit. Probably one of the more bullish ones that we've looked at so far, chart-wise, but I still think it wants to go down. GAL, what is that? Games for Living? Is that what is? Oh, it's Project Galaxy. That's right. That's what it is. Okay, or Galaxy or something. It might have changed, gone through name changes. I really like this bottom. Adam and Eve, just classic. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful pattern to see. I wish you had more volume to follow through. That's a little bit discouraging, but you know, whatever. Kraken's got a little volume. Let's see. Are you on Binance? Tethers. A little bit more on Tether. Okay. Well. Anyways. Breaking out, having a nice move, parabolic structure. You probably pull back. I mean, you probably do go lower from here. Where are you going to go? Let's see. A little bit lower. I'd bet you play off of the extensions from this little pivot you had here, low to high. 390, 360, maybe 320. I mean, you could go as low as 280. But let's look at that 390 to 360 area first, going lower for GAL, and then probably higher. VOXEL, Voxies. Wait, hold up now. Yes, okay. On Coinbase. Well, if the RSI would load, I don't need it to tell you it's probably going to go lower. I definitely do think it wants to go lower. RSI be damned. Yeah, RSI doesn't help, that's for sure. 236 rejection. If you can't hold the 382, then you probably will go to about 24, 25 cents, maybe 23 cents even. Going down. I would say so, yeah. But a good looking chart overall. Wouldn't be bad to go back down there. That is, you know, previous areas of resistance back here, so wouldn't be bad to go down there, but going down nonetheless. NCT, you guys, you know what? I can just end the video now. I sense a trend in everything. It's all going down. It is all going down, all bearish. Consolidate. It's a nice place to consolidate. I would have liked to see you break above the 236 though. That's a little bit concerning. You've prodded up there, but you just haven't gone above there, like on a closing basis, on a weekly closing basis. I would say the next move would be down to 2.5 cents. Being that you had a tweezer bottom, I would think if you move down here, you're probably going to your 618, or at best case scenario, your 0.5. So let's just say about 2 cents, if not 1.5 cents, is your destiny. You look like you want to go lower, NCT. That's that. Polyswarm, SWFTC. I will do a more in-depth video on this one, you guys. I promise you, probably tomorrow, honestly. But for now, it's just a little shorty. I know Swift coin has a lot longer history than this, doesn't it? Let's see here. Hold on. It won't give it to me, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Somebody, man, some jackwagon was in the comments saying, you clearly know absolutely nothing about this coin, and I find it unbelievable. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I know absolutely no. I don't know any. Dude, I really couldn't tell you other than its name and what the price is. I know nothing about this coin. And it shouldn't be unbelievable because, for one, I said it in my Swift coin video that I made that I don't know anything about the fundamentals. I'll have to look more into it to do an in-depth video. And for two, Nobody knows anything about this. It's how is it unfathomable for anybody to believe that somebody doesn't know something about a coin? You don't know until you don't know. At one point, sir, you didn't know shit about this coin. Like, and that was probably, let's see, this thing, the charts back in 2022. Within the last 2 years, you didn't know anything about it. So I don't understand how it's unbelievable. But some people just, you know, they have not great lives, and they have to take it out on their frustrations on the internet. So I'm here, man. I'm here for those frustrations, but I will toss them back because I've got frustrations of my own, man. If you don't believe me, that's okay. 2272 double top a little bit, bearish divergence, yes. Looking really constructive though, I gotta say. This is a good looking chart. Consolidating. I feel like you would have broken out already if you wanted to move higher, and the daily RSI is starting to slack, and you broke that structure. You probably do go back down. So I would think 0.004 is where you're going. Probably, yeah. And it makes sense not just on the fibs, right, but also on the price. You can see with the dashed line how there's like previous areas of resistance there, right? Like right over there, like that. I don't know. Yeah, so probably somewhere I would say around 0.004. Swift coin, the coin that I know nothing about, but man, I know a thing or two about TA, right? I don't need to know anything about Swift coin to know that, hey, you double topped at your 100. Hey, you pulled back to your 618 area, your golden ratio area. You went all the way up to your golden extension, pulled back, found support on the 1272, hit the 2272 3 times for resistance. You ping-ponged off this fib level. I don't need to know anything about the fundamentals to know how you interact with the fibs and assume where you're going to go on a proper trajectory. Like it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And I would even argue that knowing less about the fundamentals helps you kind of have an unbiased opinion on the technical analysis. So I know it sounds crazy, man, but the first time that whenever I first started getting into technical analysis, that's what attracted me so much, was you don't need to know shit about a project. Just pardon my language. I'm sorry. It's late for me, man. I'm feeling it, you know, but you don't need to know anything about a project to kind of understand where the price might be going in the more immediate term, right? Long term, you need fundamentals. You want to assume if a project's going to be good for 5 years, 10 years, even a year down the line, you need fundamentals. You're going to invest your money in something, you need fundamentals. But to make a call on the price, especially in the short term, within like the next month to 6 months, you don't need to know anything about it. Random events can happen, but give yourself all the fundamentals you can read up on. You're not going to know when those random events come either. So black swan events, really bullish events, whatever the opposite, a white swan event, I don't know what they are. Those kind of things are never called for anyways. That's why they catch people off guard. So read up on all your fundamentals you want. You'll never catch them. Read up on all the technical analysis you want. You'll never catch it. But you don't need to know the fundamentals to understand how price action works, to understand how human psychology works. It's all the same. So anyways, enough of that. This video is never going to get over at that rate, man. XCN, one of my newest favorite coins, man. I really do like this coin a lot. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but the chart has me a bit excited. Very crude and hard landing, very soft rounding out though, right? Like an immense dump off. It was picking up momentum as it was going down, and then boop, nice rounded bottom, coming up, nice volume. No volume at all, and then you get a lot of volume. I don't know. I like it. Something like this has me a little bit excited. I really don't think we've even begun to see what this thing can do. You know, I'd like to hold support here. I would really like to see it hold support at this 236. The next time it interacts with this 382, you'd have a strong interaction, and I would consider that a first interaction. You would have a strong likelihood on this next interaction to go up to your 618, which right now we're at 0.0025 cents. We're at a quarter of a cent right now. I'm calling for the next move to be up to about 1.6 cent, and it's not just because it's my favorite coin. It's because that's where the golden ratio is. That's where this previous last area of resistance was before we had this immaculate dump off. And we're at an area that makes sense on the fib to hold support, and then based on price action, previous areas of resistance, we've been holding it as support. Looking at the daily RSI, it does look a little bit sad, doesn't it? So we could go lower. We absolutely could go lower from here first. Let's see. Low to high. Man. If we go lower, 2 cents is where we're going. We're at 2.5. We could go down to 2 cents. That's okay. It'd probably be quick, and then we start moving our way up. But we don't have to start moving our way up. You can see, right? We found our low here, but we were pretty damn close to it here. We essentially moved sideways for a long time, and then started to move up, right? you don't have a problem with being boring. So we just moved up, we're moving down. Once we stop moving down, we'll probably move sideways and then go up. So maybe we do have a little bit more to go. Maybe we go down in this area and then we start doing good months later. So that's XCN. Down and boring. If it's not going down, it's probably going to be boring. And if I'm wrong, I would love that. But inevitably, I do think its next target area is going to be between about $1.50 to $1.60. Like that, once it hits that 382, the previous area of resistance, the most relative area of resistance that it has, this area right here, it'll likely go basically straight up to like $1.50 is my thoughts. But that's down the line. If I'm wrong and it's immediately, I would love that, but I'm not assuming that I'm wrong. Right? I'm not just going to say things if I assume I'm wrong. I assume that I can be wrong. I'm just not assuming that what I'm saying is wrong. I accept that it can be, and I've given a dozen different predictions. I'm sure some of them will be wrong. I would just hope that not all of them or not most of them would be wrong, but that's, it's okay. It's not about being right or wrong anyways. I like being right. I hate being wrong, but it's not about that anyways. You got to get over being wrong. And you got to get over being right, man. It's really not about that. You start getting hung up on that, you're gonna psych yourself out. It's not. It's about risk management. It's about Anyway, I'm talking too much, man. Mana broke up, hit the 100 area. Definitely in its phase of accumulation. Still, you can see it right clear as day in this accumulation zone. On the next pass, we probably do break out of here, but it's very common. Once you go up to like the area that you'd break out, to kind of consolidate in that area, and I think we're doing that right now. Bounced off the golden ratio, holding the 6.9. Weekly RSI looks really good. Daily RSI looks kind of sad for the time being. So a lot of these are kind of looking sad on the daily. We might go lower. We do have a kind of descending triangle look, not going to lie. I mean, as long as we don't go below these lows, I would say that we're okay. If we can break this downward sloping structure, we'd be pretty good too. I'd love to see another day close above about 74, 75 cents. That would probably give us like immediate continuation up to $1.14. We got robbed here. We had a kind of a double top, but really that's okay. Again, we're in this general accumulation phase, so seeing stuff like that's kind of common actually. All that to say though, the daily RSI does lead me to believe we could go lower, and the price action itself looking like that. But how much lower do we go? We're at 60.8 cents now. I mean, maybe we go down to about 58 cents, 57 cents. If we go to 56.3 cents, we're probably going to go lower. So let's just, hopefully we don't get a double bottom around this area. Hopefully we get like another higher low, as we've kind of been doing from this low here to that low, these lows here. So hopefully we hold that, I would say about 58 cent area, but we're probably going down nonetheless on Mana. And actually real quick before we move on, because I know this one has the ribbon crossing. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think we're looking good. However low we go, it's not going to be by much. Inevitably, we're going to start moving up higher. So it just might take time. Might be boring for a second. That's okay. Mana, ABT, and maybe it's not. Maybe it'll be really bullish tomorrow. Who knows? Things are looking a little bit bleak right now. That might be skewing things a little bit, but some bullish stuff can happen in flip of the switch. But to be fair, across the boards, a lot of things are extended, overbought, really hot on their RSIs. It would make sense for things to kind of cool off right now. Top to bottom, 1414 hit. You're probably moving back down to about $2.40, $2.25. That's what I think about ABT. Nope, not that one. Brett, is this a? Okay, there we go. I was about to say, do I need to do it on Dex Screener? Brett also looks like it. Oh man, I don't know. I think it wants to move down. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind this consolidation structure up here. I think it wants to move up. Yeah, probably does want to move up. The only coin that I'm actually calling for in the immediate terms to go up. If it doesn't go up, it's going to be sideways. But I think you're going to go to 10 cents to 12 cents. We got a winner finally. Brett looking good. In a sea of potential bad things, unlawful law, you got a good one here, Brett. Looking decent, not gonna lie. I think it wants to continue up, and I say 10 to 12 cents, but it could go higher, man. Who knows? Brett looking fit, man. Fit for a run. RUNE, yes, Thorchain, that's what it is. Looking like it wants to go down, and that's okay. Again, very hot. Now you're not. You could consolidate in this area. Nothing wrong with that. When I say down, you don't have to go down a whole lot. Although looking at it, I would assume you go down to about 530 to 575. You're at 733, so maybe that is a little bit more than I was leading on at first. But yeah, probably down there. Best case scenario is you hold about that like 656 area, but you're probably going to 575 to 530 is where I think you're going for RUNE. Let's talk about CKB for risk taker, nervous network, getting people all nervous. Wow. All right, we got another bullish one here. Really good look, actually, on the weekly RSI. I love that bounce, man. Yes, you do have bearish divergence presenting itself. Yeah, the volume's not the best, but we got 5 days left. For only going through about 2 days worth of this week, I think that's pretty solid volume, actually. 2 days in the week, we've already got more than half the volume from last week. A whole 7 days, we've got more than half in less than half of the week. It might be good volume by the end of the week. Let's just see it continue. Let's see the price action continue. Yeah, the volume could be better, but it's not bad. It's not bad. That's definitely sizable volume for the breakout. Let's just see real quick. Hold on. Where we're at, relatively speaking, top to bottom. Yeah, you're at your 1618. Maybe move up to about 3.9 cents to 4.7 cents. You're at 3.5 cents now. You could move up higher. I think you will. Yeah, I think you will. I think you're going to go at least to this 886, but more probably to the 2272. You could even go up to 5.6 cents. So anywhere between 3.9 to 5.6 cents on the table, with a heavy emphasis on that 3.9 to 4.76 cent area. Looking good, CKB. CKB and what was it? Brett, the two superstars so far. I'm just going to remember that. Superstars. They're not even going to move up like a ridiculous amount. I mean, it'd be an amount, you know, that anybody would be happy to make. Like, hey, 11% is nothing to be ashamed of. 35%, potentially 60% in a very short amount of time, probably nothing to be ashamed of. But it's not like these crazy gains that we see across crypto, you know. But at least we got a couple that look good so far. Maybe we just hit like a solid dozen of bad ones. Maybe we got all the bad ones out of the way. And not that they're bad. They just look kind of sad for the time being. But AVI, Slow Key, you requested AVI. Maybe it's on Dex Screener. I'm going to assume it's this one, okay? I'm assuming this is it. And yes, I've talked about it before, so I'm assuming it is. Looking at it on the weekly RSI, very hot, very overbought, but you do have hidden bullish divergence. If this week closes green, it's hidden bullish divergence. Decreasing in volume, you're definitely in a consolidation phase. Classic rule, when you're decreasing in volume and you're in a consolidation phase, by the time you see like relatively low volume, you're getting ready to break out. Which direction will it be remains to be seen. You know, up or down, the daily RSI doesn't look too good, to be fair, but if you were to close today green, this would be a good look, actually bouncing off the 50. You could set yourself up for a good. You could set yourself up for a good look. Really, what we're looking for though is a break above this area or a break below this area here, essentially, with volume. We want to see some decent volume. So not a wick, but a candlestick, right? We want the candlestick. So that's a circle and that's a V. I tried to draw a wick in a candlestick, but it didn't work. So essentially sideways until you're ready to move up. Based on the daily, if you close today green, that could be to the upside. I would assume it's to the upside rather immediately, but you would need to close today green. Yeah, let me look at the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks good too. I'm not going to lie. We might have another winner here. Might have one. We'll see. It remains to be seen, that's for sure. It's a lot of upside to call for it to continue, but if this week can close green, that would actually call for continuation. And if today closes green as well, I can be wrong, but maybe you are moving up to about 1.5 cents. You're at about 0.6 cents now, so looking good for AAVE. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. And let me just double check that real quick. Yeah. That's my thoughts on it, at least. Compound and then ICP is next. I really do feel bad about the no shout outs, you guys, but I actually tried doing a intro earlier and I went through everything, and with the shout outs it definitely took a little bit longer, but I'm taking more time just talking like this anyways. Top to bottom, looking deconstructive. Looks like you want to go lower. I would think you do. You probably do want to go from low to high. You probably wouldn't go to about $60, $54, somewhere in that area. Yeah, makes sense, right? Looking at it in this nice channel here. Oh, we're talking about compound though, man. Oh my goodness. We are talking about compound. I mean it, what I just said. That was definitely unbiased right there, but man, I think it would be bad if it broke $63. Oh man, what have I done? I will say that RSI does not look friendly. This right here would lead me to believe that we are going to see the move, the extension of this move. But also, I do suppose as long as we're holding above the 618, we look good. The 886 is at 65.35. So really, guys, what we need to do for compound for $59 to $54 to not go lower, to not be achieved, we need to hold $65 to $63. And I'm not just saying like, oh, it's compound, so I'm going to make a special exception for it. That's not the case. It could be any chart, it could be any coin. But the reason for it is really we've broken out of our accumulation phase. I would not assume that we would break back into it. That's my thoughts, right? I forgot what chart I was looking at, and being that we have this historical data here, looking at the weekly, it just, to me, we've already broken out of this like multi-year accumulation phase. I wouldn't think we'd break back into it, but if we do, you know, there's still hope, because you know that 1272, 1618 area is in form with this like ascending channel kind of that we have now, but it would be weird. It'd be weird, but maybe it's not so weird. I don't know. Anything can happen, but compound looking a bit precarious. Hopefully it doesn't go below $63. That's that. ICP. And really, guys, that initial bearish sentiment that I had, I hope you take it with a grain of salt. I hope you remember what chart we're looking at there. It's not just the coin, it's the chart breaking out of your accumulation phase. It's like there could be bearish looking things for ICP to go all the way back down to here, but it's probably not going to do that because it broke out. It's probably not going to break back in. You know, that's just my genuine. It's not that it can't happen, but that's just my genuine assumption. Low, that's not the low. Low to high. I don't even know if I should be drawing it off of that high, honestly, because you've kind of already moved up. Maybe I should take this high to low. I like the weekly RSI. Yeah, you might be going down to $15.31. You're at $15.96 now. Maybe you go all the way back down to $13.26. You could, but at the moment, let's just see how you do with that $15.31 area. You might be moving up to $22 after that or higher. That's ICP. Probably just a little bit down and then more upside to go. Audius token. Low to high, looking good. Get above 33.4 cents, and then we can talk about you going higher. Until then, you're probably just consolidating. Not really bullish or bearish. Yeah, the relatively neutral RSI looks more bearish than bullish, but I wouldn't think you go too much below 22 cents. If you do, maybe 19 cents would hold, but I'm thinking you'll hold that 22.5 cent area or higher. Inevitably, when you break 33.4 cents, you'll probably go higher. But for now, consolidating, probably a little bit of downside, but nothing to be concerned with. BONK. Oh. Looking like it wants to go lower. Lower for BONK. Low to high. Yeah. We'll see down at 40s17, 40s15 probably. You broke out of this little bottoming range, going back to test where you broke out from. Makes sense, right? I would not assume you see extensions here. You probably back test where you found resistance before, so that's BONK. And that area, so you know, is about, again, it's about 40157 to 40176 for BONK in that area. Then we're talking about hot hollow chain. Hollow or holo. Also looking like it wants to go down. So yeah, very confident in that. Hidden bearish divergence, flat bottom, descending highs, below your 50, rejecting your 50. And you kind of got this channel too. I mean, you might move down only to like 0.0026. Maybe you go down lower than that even, but let's just see. Low to high here. 0.0026 sounds about right, man. Yeah, I think so. That's hot. Let's talk about DJT, Donald J. Trump token. Or maybe it's Savage America. I don't know. I thought it was, or was it? Are you trying to get me to talk about the stock, DJT? Maybe that's what it is. All right, Rob 777 Piano. You didn't specify on the crypto or not. I'm assuming it's the stock. We're going to talk about the crypto though, because this is the crypto thing. Save America, not Savage America, is what it is. Too new to really give an opinion on, but it might continue to move up. Meme coins are kind of dying down right now, so don't be surprised if it craps out. I will say it looks like it wants to move up. I don't know. I was saying that until I saw the volume. Probably does continue to move down. That's my thoughts. Anyways, that's that. Sologenic. We'll use MEXC. Looking like you want to go down. You could form a double bottom down at around this low here at about at 7.57 cents. But inevitably, I think you will go to about 11 to 10.2 cents. That's Sologenic. Used car. But gently used. 81 Honda Civic or whatever it is. Used car. 2001 Honda Civic. I always think 81 Honda Civic because of that movie, Employee of the Month, with Zach, whatever his name is, man. I can't think of his name. Zach, what? Hold up now, man. What is it? Employee of the Month. Oh, Dane Cook. His name is Zach. Dane Cook. Yeah, I feel dumb right now. Dane Cook. Of course it's Dane Cook. No wonder I couldn't think of his name, man. Because it's not Zach. It's Dane Cook. His name was Zach in the movie. Used car. A gently used car. Looking like it wants to go down. This car must have left the lot because its initial value is starting to look like it wants to go lower, yes. Actually, it's way up from its initial value, to be completely fair. But yeah, looking like you want to go down. Very neutral RSI, but a bearish tilt. You probably do continue to work lower. We'll call it at about 1.06 cents, 1.1 cents, somewhere around there is where you're probably going. Doge. Good old Dogecoin, man. Yeah, same analysis that it's been really even since this week. Is I think we're going to go lower. I think we'll probably go back to around 10 cents or lower. We've clearly at this point in time, we're doing more than just a little fake out that Doge loves to do in these periods of time. We've clearly broken out. Absolutely, there's no denying it. There's a little bit of a sense of denying it here because we hadn't gotten above our highs yet. You know, it hadn't continued, and Doge loves to do these little pump and dumps whenever it's being boring. But it's proven to be more than that. Absolutely, it has. So I don't really believe that we would go too much lower than this price here. But we probably do revert back to prices that are around like 10 cents, 11 cents, somewhere in that range, literally right at 10.5 cents. We can go below this line, but if we do, it's either going to be not by much or it will be very short-lived or both. So, if I was looking to buy Dogecoin, I'd probably start buying at 11 cents or less. That'd be my thoughts. But it probably does in a long amount of time. In comparison to how much it pumped here in a very short amount of time, it's probably going to take months for it to work its way back down there. It'll be boring. Dogecoin's going to be boring, you guys. Don't expect anything exciting anytime soon. I could be wrong on that, but that's my thoughts. When I say months, I mean like August, July, later than that. That's Dogecoin. Zen, man, Horizon. High to low, 382 resistance, 236 support, moving up to about $40 to $50. Yeah, looking good. If you hold this for support. And I think you would. Let's look at the more immediate stuff real quick. But just based on the weekly, like the daily looks like you want to go down. It does. Trying to decide where to draw the RSI from, top to bottom here makes sense to me. With this look, it looked like you want to go to about 10.2 cents, maybe even all the way down to like 8.7 cents. But being that you've kind of broken out of this range, same thing as like compound, you might not go to 10.7 or 10.2 cents. You might hold this 11.5 cent area. You might go lower than you are now, but you might just consolidate in this area is my thoughts. So yeah, a little bit lower. If not, you've already found your low and then you're moving up now. So over the long term, over the short term even, looking good, looking like it wants more just for the time being. Maybe boring, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it starts going up sooner than I'm giving it credit for. That's Zen. Let's talk about Baby Doge. Baby Doge, do. Yeah, it kind of looks like Dogecoin. Yeah, probably boring. It's probably doing this exact thing, right? Where it was down here, and it moved up, and then it came down, and it was boring, and then it moved up, and then it came down, and it was boring, and then it moved up. Lower highs. It's probably going to come down and be boring, and then it'll move up again, probably more than that. I don't know. It's just a thought, just a theory, but probably moving down for now. That's my thoughts, yeah. Baby Doge, moving down. Where are you going to move to? However many zeros that is, 1078. You're probably going to lose about 50%, just a little bit less than that. That's Baby Doge. Let's talk about ENA. ENA. Ethena. Ethena. Very new. Very, very new. Not a big proponent of that because it's hard to do TA on something that's brand new, but that's okay. Being that you just listed on Binance and the most volume you've seen was on your first day and second day, and it's dropped off a cliff from there, I would assume you're going to see a pretty sizable drop soon. Sizable in the sense that you're at $1.37 now. You probably will go down to about 55 cents or lower. So that's my thoughts. ENA. And that's not really based on TA. That's just based on statistical probabilities from things that I've locked in my brain from cycles before, or essentially every cycle, I guess, actually. Any and all cycles. I might have to redo that. Maybe I should redo that one day. What I'm talking about is I've gone through like literally every coin I could think of that's on Coinbase, and specifically Coinbase, actually, not Binance, but every coin I could find on Coinbase, looked it up on other exchanges and where the price was, and then compared it to what happened whenever it got listed on Coinbase. And the average drop was it was like 64% or 65% or something like that. Within a 6-week to 2-month period after its high, or after it got listed. It found its high and then started dropping. I forget. This is what I mean. I need to start doing it again. But nonetheless, the fact that you've moved up and you've lost volume, Binance is the biggest exchange. I would assume it's also going to have immense selling pressure. Why would being listed on a big exchange be a bad thing? Why is there going to be selling pressure? It's because it's the biggest exchange. When they've listed your project, you've got no other big players in the space, unless you're Bitcoin, to buy your assets. Right? So now they're only going to sell. And who are they selling to? They're selling to you, the people buying on this exchange. So the exchange, before it's listed, they pump up the price. Before it's whatever, the developers, the marketers of the project, they pay to get it on the exchange, whatever. But then once it's on there, there's no more incentive for it to necessarily grow. The exchange will make the most money selling it here. If the exchange is big enough to pump the price by buying it, I would assume they're big enough to dump the price by selling it, and they will sell it to you. Anyways, ENA, that's that. Let's see, what's the next one? YFI, we're almost done, baby. Yeah, YFI, Yearn Finance, Yearn. All right, let's see. Yep, consolidating. Same old. Kind of reminds me of Mana with a little bit more wigwags in the middle. grand accumulation phase. You're near your point of breakout. You probably don't go lower than that low. So where are you at now? Low to high. You could, though. You could go below that low and you'd still be fine, but I doubt you go below that low. Yeah, you probably hold the, if you don't hold 8,000 to 7,700, if you don't hold that, you'll likely hold 7,000 or 7,300, okay, somewhere around there. But inevitably, when you interact with that 11,200 level again, I mean, you're going to start your journey, man. You're going to start a beautiful journey all the way up to at least 17K, 46K, potentially 64K, and beyond. I really do think Yearn Finance YFI could reach $1 million in price by the end of the cycle. And I know that sounds crazy, but dude, it's really not. I'm not going to go into all the details on it, but it's a totally achievable market cap for something like this. It has less coins in its circulation than Bitcoin, you know, so like seeing $1 million would not give it a higher market cap than Bitcoin, okay? So no, it would not be worth more than Bitcoin. Like, yes, it would be on a face value, but the market cap would be at a lower value. So anyways, enough of that. YFI consolidating. Probably, you know, you could go down to about 7K. Maybe you hold the areas you've been holding for your lows. We'll see. DMTR. Dimitra. Looking bullish, bro. I like it. Yeah, looks good. You're probably going to consolidate too, though. High to low. I mean, maybe you pull back to about 7.8 to 9.7 cents. Maybe you do that. Maybe you don't. I don't know. You could continue to consolidate in this area. I will say this does look kind of ripe for a double top, and in which case going down here would make sense. The reason I would think you hold this area is because whenever you see the 1618 to the 1272, which is this orange line, the 1414 is this line, the 1272 is this line. When you see this area being hit, which you've just done, you likely pull back to your 100. That's this line, to 886 area. That's this line. That's the area that I have circled here. So, in my opinion, you probably do stand to move about down to about like 9.6 to 7.77 cents, something like that. DMTR, Dimitra, Ray for Wally Man. Man, you guys, I'm really tired right now, but I'm just thinking about it because my wife's taser is right at my feet. She's charging it on my surge protector. And you guys, there was no power. For those of you that are here that weren't on the live stream, for anybody that's here that's curious, or maybe you're not curious, I'm just going to let you know anyways. There's no power. I went to visit my grandparents, and we had a big, like, well, not a big family gathering, but there's like 8 of us there. And it was fun. It was a good time, but the power was out. So we didn't have really anything to do. My wife bought a taser, and I got tased for the first time in my life. Intentionally, I volunteered for it. She didn't want to do it, but then by the end of it, she was kind of enjoying it a little too much. But yeah, no, I don't know what I was going to say on that note, but I got tased for my first time, and I will say it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Of course, it's not a police-grade taser, but it's something like, the guy told me it's 8 million volts, so I mean, I feel like that sounds scarier than it is. But I'm a big guy, man. I weigh over 200 pounds. You know, I'm 6 foot, like, it might take more than that. I got a lot of energy in me. It might take more than 8 million volts to put, but it did hurt. It did feel uncomfortable. It left marks, you know, but I got tased like 3 different times. Enough of that. Oh, this is interesting. Generally, when you hold the 886, I would look for you to have a nice reaction, and you were, but you didn't continue. You're starting to look deconstructive. You might be moving down to about $1.52 to $1.61. We're at $1.94 right now. Yeah, that's not a good look, is it? No. I'm going to stand by that, bro. Yeah, you got the bearish divergence going. $1.52 is where you're going, my man. I think so. That's Ray. Going down, and then probably going up, but down for now. Let me just double check. You got the volume too. Like, why? Why didn't you continue? Why, Ray? Why? What happened to you? Radium, right? That's what this is. Oh, okay. All right, yeah, okay. You hit your 618, 69 literally on the T. you probably pull back to your 0.5. I was saying $1.54, maybe you go down to $1.34. Yeah, you could hold $1.54. Just don't be surprised if you go to $1.34. And technically, you could even go down to 78 cents, but I'm not expecting that. So, yeah, I'm a little bit less worried about this thing. Just a standard retracement, standard volatility based on the fibs there. Looks like it wants to go lower. IQ. Everipedia. Looking like it wants to go lower as well. Yeah, you broke out, had a nice move. You probably moved back to where you broke out from, which is at about 0.0077 cents from this relative low to this relative high. That lines up. Look at how perfect. I can't make this shit up, you guys. Pardon my French again. I know it's English, or I don't know where it comes from, but 618 golden ratio lining up very well with this white line here. I literally drew it before I drew the fib. I did not. I promise you, I didn't look at this beforehand. There's no way, I guess, to validate that than just taking my word for it. But what do I gain by lying? I'm not trying to sell anybody on TA. I literally don't care to sell you guys on anything. I give you my genuine opinion. And if you don't like it, then you don't have to. Like, what? It's not a big deal. If you do like it, you can hit that like button, and you can subscribe, and you can see more. But you don't have to pay for anything. I don't charge anybody for anything. That's not my style. A lot of people ask why I don't do paid groups. I've even had, I've had people reach out to me to set up paid groups, or family members try to convince me into it, and I get it and I appreciate it. I want to make my money too, you guys. I really do appreciate it. I know it comes from a good place, but I'm making my money. I'm making my money with this, And whenever I get monetized on YouTube again, I'll make ad revenue. I don't need to make money from you guys whenever I could be wrong. You could put your money into something based off my decisions. None of it's financial advice. I'm not advising you, but I know how it works. People make plays sometimes off of what they see in the media or what they read. They make decisions off of what they interact with in their findings and research. And I don't want to charge you for something that could literally end up costing you. Like, I could make a monthly subscription from somebody while they're also losing money on my calls, which on average probably isn't the case of what would happen anyways, but it just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not going to charge you money when I could be wrong. That's just, I don't know. So, again, getting off on topic. The reason I said that was because there's no way to prove that I didn't do this before, but why would I lie? The only reason I would lie is to sell you on TA, but why would I sell you on TA? I'm not selling anything, I'm just selling my attitude and my personality, and it does look like you want to go to 0.0077 cent. That area is my thoughts. So we'll see you down there, IQ. And that's okay. That's not a bad thing. You're breaking out, finding support where you broke out, finding support where you found support before even. It's a healthy thing. It's okay to do. Might not go down that low. Maybe it holds at 0.009. Who knows? But I do think it's going lower nonetheless. If you look at the daily RSI looks sad. Weekly RSI was hot, now it's not. You could go a lot lower and still look fine. So, like, you could genuinely drop like a rock, man, and still look fine getting these higher lows coming in. So, anyways, looking like it wants to go down. Let's finish this bad boy up with some XLM Stellar Lumens. Looking really bullish, Stellar Lumens. You might move down a little bit from here. You might. You're at 13 cents right now. Maybe you go down to about 12.5 cents. Maybe you go down to 12 cents itself. But man, you are on the precipice, the cusp of seeing fireworks fly. And I would assume the same thing is for XRP. You're probably going to move. You're at 13 cents now. Before you know it, man, over the coming months, you're going to be working up to like 23 cents. Maybe even 40 cents. Like, you're almost there. You're almost at that point. You're not ready yet. You're gearing up for it. Just give it time. Give it time. It might be another week or two, might be another month or two, but soon enough you're going to be making strides like this, but up to here, or at least like up to here. And that would be 22 cents to 40 cents, somewhere in that area is my thoughts, or whatever other numbers I said before. It could be anything and everything between these price ranges here. And I like to take the daily close, or the weekly close, and the weekly high. That's 23 cents to 40 cents. So that's that. that's all I got for you guys. If you liked the video, it was fast-paced and I got off topic a couple times, but if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. I very much do appreciate all of you. And the next request day will be a little bit more on par for what they've been. But that's all I got for you today. Take care. Bye-bye.